So every day between now and the election, we'll be awarding $1 million, starting tonight. Tonight's person is John Dreyer. By the way, John had no idea. So anyway, you're welcome.
Come on up here, Elon. He created the first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Yes, take over.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. Things like freedom of speech, the right to bear arms, these things in the Constitution that are actually, important. If Trump doesn't win, I think we're doomed. I think we're in the doom loop at that point. So he's got to win.
We're down to 17 days left before this election on November 5th, and the polls are tight. It is neck and neck between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And for some reason, Elon Musk has just tied himself at the hip to Donald Trump over this last, 1 to 2 months? You just saw that clip of him giving away $1 million to a random person in Pennsylvania. He's saying he's going to give $1 million every day between now and the election. He gave $75 million in a super PAC supporting Donald Trump. But the question that I keep asking myself is, why is the richest man in the world so invested in Donald Trump becoming the next president? Have you thought about that? Why is Elon Musk doing what he's doing? He's already a successful billionaire. He's the richest person in the world. But I think I figured out why. Go ahead and take a look at this.
Here's what we learned about the Tesla robotaxi, which seems to now officially carry the name Cybercab.
He predicted that over time, the price of Optimus would drop to between 20 and 30 grand.
Everyone is gushing over this.
Starlink satellite internet service is free of charge to Helene victims for 30 days.
That's just 4 of the companies that Elon Musk runs under the Tesla brand. You've got the robotaxi that's going to be coming online by 2027. You've got the Optimus robot that's going to be coming out, that's in the pipeline. You've already got SpaceX. They just took their largest ship, the Starship, and they're able to vertically land and capture the booster rockets like they've been doing with their Falcon rockets, which again makes them hugely more competitive in the aerospace, in the aerospace technology. And then finally, you've got Starlink, and Starlink is starting to become ubiquitous across the globe. Again, they were able to deploy that technology in North Carolina after Hurricane Helene because Verizon and T-Mobile and AT&T, their systems were down. Tesla was able to step in immediately and fill that gap. So again, let's take a deeper dive on each one of these technologies, because I really want you to understand just how impactful these technologies are going to be in the very near future and how they are going to impact you.
Cybercab. Elon says the Cybercab will be priced under $30,000 and can be bought by anyone. Previously, we've wondered if Tesla wants to own and launch all of the Cybercabs itself, but looks like this isn't the case. He continues that you can basically shepherd your own fleet of autonomous taxis or just use it for yourself. Tesla's socials later mentioned some kind of fleet management software that will also be available. Tesla says you can call your Cybercab once and it is yours for as long as you need it, for quick trips or even for the full day. Elon's timeline says the Cybercab will be available before 2027.
2027 is right around the corner. And Elon Musk is saying that these robotaxis are going to be available for purchase. But did you miss that one part? Individuals are going to be able to buy multiples of these robotaxis and then deploy them as an entire autonomous fleet. That sounds great. That's a huge business opportunity. I would love to buy 4 or 5 of these robotaxis and have them just rolling autonomously. When somebody needs to get a ride, they can call it, hail it with a hail service through their phone, get an autonomous car that comes and picks them up. I could see applications where you'd be using this not only to transport people, but you could also be transporting goods. If there's something, if a company wants to ship something from place A to place B, and they can just do the same thing. Hail this car through on an app like Uber or Lyft. You put your items into that car, you send it to its destination. But Uber and Lyft, I just thought about it. I don't know if you caught that. When the biggest cost to Uber and to Lyft is the cost of wages, paying people. If you have these autonomous cars, that means you no longer need Uber drivers, you no longer need Lyft drivers. Do you remember how Uber and Lyft decimated taxi cabs? When's the last time you saw a taxi cab? No one needs taxi cabs anymore because you can go ahead and call an Uber or a Lyft. How many gig workers in Uber and Lyft are going to be displaced by this autonomous car that Tesla is saying they're going to roll out in approximately 2 years?
We think that individuals who own stores will benefit significantly from Optimus. They could recoup their investment in about 1.5 years if the starting price of Optimus is indeed priced at $20K. If Tesla can reduce the price as Elon envisions, Optimus will be an essential part of every home, handling stuff like simple tasks such as mowing the lawn and grocery shopping, to taking the kids and even being a companion. Elon also mentioned that Optimus could perform nearly any task that humans ask of it, from teaching and babysitting to walking your dog, serving drinks, or just being a friend to hang out with.
Optimus can do any task that you ask of it, from teaching to walking the dog to babysitting to serving drinks to just being a companion. That sounds like a lot of jobs that Tesla is going to take. Teachers, babysitters, dog walkers, bartenders, not to mention that this Tesla robot, Optimus Generation 3, can lift up to 150 pounds. Warehouse workers, just people, you saw that clip of people working in the store, just low skill types of jobs, like working in a grocery store or working in a warehouse. All of those jobs are in danger because you saw right there that the clip said that if a business owner can buy this Optimus Gen 3 for between $20,000 and $30,000, they can recoup their investment in a year to 1 year to a year to a year and a half. If you're paying someone, I have a business, I have several businesses, I'm paying people wages. If I could get 1 or 2 of those robots where my cost is $20,000 and I can finance it like you finance a car, then I can recoup my investment, eliminate the human people or the personnel, the wages that I'm paying. And now this robot, this Optimus Gen 3, it can work up to 23 hours a day. It's not taking a break. It's not going to the bathroom. It's not falling asleep on the job. It's not calling in sick. It's not no call, no show. This is going to be extremely disruptive. And that's why we should be terrified. Some of us, but probably all of us at some point, are going to need to factor in how we are going to fit in to this paradigm shift that we're experiencing. If you are a person who has a high school diploma or didn't graduate from high school, or you don't have a lot of skills, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to find your place in this new economy.
Kind of let's say the build rate is, I think the build rate will be probably something ultimately like 1 billion a year, humanoid robots, like actually. And if Tesla just has a 10% share of that, and it might be a lot more than 10%, and there's, we make like 100 million Optimus units a year. For reference, the auto industry is roughly 100 million vehicles per year. So that, sort of similar ballpark, at least within an order of magnitude. And I think we could make one for a cost of maybe at really high scale of about $10,000. It's smaller. It'd be less expensive than a car. So, and I think if you sell for $20,000 or something, this is at large scale volume. Tesla would basically make about $1 trillion of profit a year from that.
So I hope that helps to put into perspective the enormity of Elon Musk's wealth, if you didn't already know it, if you didn't already know he was the richest man in the world, you've got Donald Trump, who is desperately trying to get reelected. And he has partnered with the richest man in the world who wants to make sure that he can be as successful as possible. He can partner with Donald Trump, perhaps remove some regulations, and he can continue to experience the success that he has experienced to date. But there's another issue that's hanging out there that is the real reason. If you really want to know the real reason why Elon Musk has partnered with Donald Trump, it has to do with this.
The matter of raising taxes on the wealthiest Americans in order to make sure that they're paying their fair share.
I signed into law more than $600 billion in new revenue by making sure the wealthiest Americans begin to pay their fair share.
Pay your fair share. Pay your fair share. Pay your fair share.
Pay your fair share. How long have we heard that? That we're telling millionaires and billionaires they're not paying enough in taxes. And we can argue about, percentage rates or dollar amounts. That's where this conversation usually gets lost. It usually gets in the weeds. And I don't want to get real deep into tax policy, but that's the real motivation for Elon Musk. He wants to make sure that he is partnering with the Republican Party because they are on the side of big business and they want to tax them as little as possible. But the Democrats have even taken it to they've taken it to the next level in terms of how they want to collect taxes. And this is the real motivation for Elon Musk and why he's partnering with the Republicans, because the Democrats rolled out with this policy.
And a big part of that is taxing unrealized gains.
The top 1% has 40% of their wealth tied up in unrealized capital gains.
I'm particularly scared with a lot of the Democratic proposals around not just capital gains, but the idea that you would tax unrealized capital gains.
Capital gains taxes on unrealized income. If you've been following, Elon Musk, when he bought Twitter, he didn't go out and write a check for Twitter. He didn't go out and take money out of his pocket. Elon Musk, most of his wealth, like most people in his echelon, most of his wealth is in the form of stock that he owns. He owns stock that has a certain value, and he doesn't cash that stock in. And because he never actually takes that money from the stock, he never has to pay taxes on it. So when he bought Twitter, he got a loan and he used some of his stock as collateral. So that way he could avoid paying taxes. So he borrowed the money. He used his stock as collateral, some of his stock. He purchased Twitter, but he didn't cash in his stock to actually make that purchase, because once he turned that stock into actual money, then he has to pay taxes on it because it's actual income. So that's the real reason. Now, whether or not you philosophically agree with whether or not billionaires and millionaires should be paying a higher percentage of taxes, I just want you to understand that when Elon Musk is aligning himself with Donald Trump, and you have people who are making accusations against him saying, how could you possibly align yourself with someone like Donald Trump? He's not doing that because he likes Donald Trump or because they're buddies. He is aligning himself with the presidential candidate to whom or from whom he believes he is going to receive the biggest benefit. And right now, he has a choice between Donald Trump, who's saying he's going to cut taxes, and he's got a choice between Kamala Harris, who says not only is she going to raise taxes, not only does she want to raise taxes, but she also wants to tax unrealized gains. She wants to tell someone like Elon Musk, hey, I want to go and tax the value of that stock that you haven't cashed in yet, irrespective of whether or not tomorrow the value of that stock could go up or down. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare for people who are wealthy and who are well off. And again, I'm not here to defend the rich. That's not my point in making this upload and having this conversation. My point is to say that we should be terrified of Elon Musk, the union of Elon Musk and Donald Trump, because in Donald Trump, you have someone who will have unfettered power based on the Supreme Court saying that presidents are not immune, or they are immune, and he's going to have unfettered power from the executive branch to just unilaterally make laws, and he's going to be beholden to Elon Musk, who has invested $75 million into his campaign. Elon Musk is in Pennsylvania because that's one of those battleground states that's less than 1% between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And if Elon Musk helps Donald Trump win, Donald Trump is going to let Elon Musk do whatever it is that he wants to do. Now, whether or not you believe Elon Musk is a protagonist or an antagonist, that's a different conversation. He's made a lot of good contributions to the world with all of the inventions that his company has created. Again, Starlink, the Falcon rockets that can land vertically, Neuralink, the robo-taxis, Teslas in general, Tesla charging stations, the Optimus robot that's coming online. All of those are going to be great inventions for mankind, but they are going to be disruptive. And I just think we need to think long and hard about whether or not we want to see how the union of Donald Trump and Elon Musk is going to impact everyone. I'm so glad if you're still here at this point in the video, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and guess what? If you like this content, you can click here and watch this one, or click here and watch this one. This one is a comparison of Donald Trump and Kamala Harris's tax policies. Hey, I'll catch you on the next one.